Fans around the world, thank you once again for joining us here on Talkin Fight. Only 3 more days to go before the Olympics, and we've got some boxing news to relate to you today. First and foremost up, thought you'd let to know that the Chinese delegation of boxers has arrived in Tokyo, and I'm happy to report that they are looking forward to winning gold. Several of they have a contingent of 6 boxers who've arrived, and 2 of them won bronze medals back at the Rio Olympics in 2016. They're actually quite confident that they'll be sitting on the gold podium at the end. We will do our best to win the gold medal with morality, style, and cleanliness in Tokyo, Hu said, one of the boxers from China. Well, good luck to them. And it's going to be, a very competitive battle, as you'll find out in a few minutes, because we have input from Christian again with respect to his favorites in the women's competition. So here we go. It's interesting to note that among the teams that have arrived, Team Great Britain has arrived 11 boxers strong, as opposed to the Chinese half dozen. And this is a strong squad, I have to admit. Even the British press is saying might be the best squad they've sent to an Olympic event since 1956, which is even a bit before my time. Everyone might remember that in Rio, Joe Joyce, who won silver, could have won gold, quite frankly. They won three medals at Rio. They won 5 medals in London 2012, and in Beijing, 3 medals as well in 2008. And guys like Josh Taylor and Anthony Joshua and James DeGale have come out of the Olympics to become professionals, as I mentioned, as well as Joe Joyce. But it's interesting to note that the captain of Team GB, Team Great Britain, is Frazer Clark, and he's touted as Britain's super heavyweight Olympic hopeful. He says, they all thought it would never happen. Now it's in my hands, which is true. And for those of you who don't know about Frazer Clark's life, let's just say it's tumultuous. And, he missed out on the 2 previous Olympics. In the process, getting stabbed 3 times, surviving a terrorist attack close by to him. And but now he's qualified for Tokyo 2020. And he says, when it's time to grit and bite down on the gum shield, I can do that. So good for Frazer Clark, good for Team GB. It's really neat to watch all these guys, as powerful as they are, be as humble as they are as they go into these Olympic events. It's interesting to note, too, that Team GB features Lauren Price, who most recently was interviewed by the Duke of Cambridge. That would be Prince William. That boxing gold at Tokyo 2020 would top everything in her extraordinary career, which is, as many know, she's a veteran of many, not just football, but also kickboxing. So multi-sport athlete, and she's actually Wales' first female boxer to compete at the Olympics. And she had a great interview, as I said, with Prince William, Duke of Cambridge, at Kensington Palace, which my guess would be was aired on the BBC over in the UK. So she's on her way, Lauren Price, along with Frazer Clark, along with 9 other squad members. They're in Tokyo right now, and looking forward, quite frankly, to coming home with more medals than they did previously at Rio, which, as we all know, was a bit of a peculiar situation for many boxers. With respect to the upcoming Olympic event and Christian Giles' own predictions, he's now talking about the women's division. And in the flyweight division, his favorites are Ginny Fuchs out of United States, Pang Chol-mi out of North Korea. In the flyweight division, again, Ginny Fuchs is a southpaw who can punch. One of the best female fighters, he says, I've ever seen, and she constantly is improving. Fuchs' ability to set up power shots is nothing short of impressive. Pang Chol-mi is one of the more interesting stories of the tournament and fights with an anger unseen in women's boxing. The flyweight is vicious and relentless. Hopefully we see her compete. The live dogs, says Christian, comprise 2, Guz Naz Kajrogi out of Turkey and Irish Mango out of the Philippines, my favorite. The Turkish fighter is a tough competitor, very fundamentally sound boxer, who has all the tools to win a medal at the Olympics, and add to that the fact that she's a southpaw. Mango is a fighter who throws a lot of punches. Sometimes defense goes out the window for the volume, and for that she can either get caught or overwhelm opponents. Probably true in any case. In the featherweight division, Christian goes on to mention the females who he favors. Nesty Peticio out of the Philippines, and Caris Artenstall out of England. Peticio is very tough and tricky, a fighter who is able to make distances seem further or closer based on the subtle shifts in weight. Peticio has solid power and good timing as well. Artenstall is one of the tallest and controls distance well. Artenstall reminds me a lot of what Michaela Meyer brought to the table in 2016. A big frame and a weight class with smaller fighters and keeping them off with straight punches. The live dogs in the featherweight division and the females, Sky Nicholson out of Australia and Sina Ari out of Japan. Sky Nicholson has all the makings of a star, good looks, talent, and a chance to be an Olympic medalist. Nicholson is someone who, if she wins a few, could make it to the final stages. Probably true of anyone. Don't be surprised if a Japanese fighter medals. That's true. Good point. And Sana Irie is one of the best chances Japan in boxing to reach the podium. There you go. All the news that we have coming across our desk today, including some fighters out of Great Britain, as well as some Chinese fighters looking to get onto the podiums, and a few of Christian's favorites going into the women's divisions. There you go. All the news fit to print. And I'm happy to see you tomorrow. Tomorrow being, what is tomorrow? Wednesday? I don't know. 2 days to go before the Olympics. I know that. Only 3 days to go as of today. I'll see you tomorrow.